Well, g'day, tubes. How's it going? Pretty good here. So we got to design and print something here. Something I'm kind of, sort of needing for some, well, it's to do with the reloading stuff for the 4570. Well, and any caliber really. It's a little scoop. They have little scoops and stuff, but it's just not me, right? SCOOP. Let's see here. Cat litter scoop. There's a little scoop. That wouldn't kind of work. So what I want is something with like a longer sort of handle on it that you can go down into the the smokeless powder and take a little scoop out, take it to the scale, and then weigh it. Something like that I'm looking for. That's not going to work. So we're going to have to design something. And of course, like I say, these like that, no. Keurig coffee scoop, that might work. Yeah, no. So we're gonna design something from something that's already designed, if you know what I mean. And so what we want is EXCAVATOR bucket. That sounds like something like that would work good as like a little mini scoop. Now, what have we got? That wouldn't be too good with a hole in the top. Something that wouldn't be so good. We printed this one actually a while ago. That one's got a little stand on it. No, ooh, that one's cool, eh? It's got like a ripping bucket. I don't know if those ones would work well enough. This one might be all right. Don't really need teeth on it though. What was this little excavator bucket here? It's too complex. Well, let's flip to the next page here. Sometimes they start... Oh, there's kind of a neat one. Oh, there's kind of a neat one. They start to get, like, out of what you searched for here. I don't know what I'm exactly looking for. Just something that's not open on the back. Even something like that would work. I could stretch that out. So what I want to do is have the bucket and then have like a handle kind of thing going up. I don't know. Well, this one might be all right. Volvo bucket. I don't really need the names on this side though. Okay. Well, there's different ones here too. This is just going to be small. Now it's got... I have to go into the 3D view here. I want to look at... So if that was sitting... It's not going to let me flip it where I want it. Haha. I could put the handle coming out this way. Well, I don't know. I'm not crazy on that one. Let's go to PR Printable. See what they've got. EXCAVATOR bucket. There's some more. Kind of some of the same stuff. Ooh, that one might be good. Let's see here. Yeah, I could get the handle to go. It'd be nice if there was some ears or something on that to kind of mold it into. Gives a little more strength, you know. Okay, well, let's back out of here. All items loaded. That's it? Really? Well, that kind of sucked. Let's go back to Thingiverse then. Let's just look up excavator, maybe, just to see what that brings up. It's going to be the whole thing, probably. What about backhoe? Bucket. Oh, they don't got much for that. All right. EXCAVATOR. Excavator bucket. I guess we'll have to pick out something here. See, I don't really want too much Like this has a little thing, but that's going to be kind of right where I want to. That's not going to make a difference, so like I can just put the, in the Tinkercad here, we can just put the thing right through that. That's not going to make a big deal. I'm just too fussy, I guess. Even this one might be all right. Something with some teeth might be kind of, but I'm kind of thinking when you're dumping into like the scale, if it had a nice sharp corner like that instead of teeth for it to all kind of tumble across, that edge might be better. Well, think of that one anyways. When we're on page 2, that's like a hole in the side of that excavator. It wouldn't be so much good for that purpose, would it? That one's... yeah, I don't know about that one either. Kind of wanted like a smooth ditching bucket. Ooh, that one's kind of cool. Could shrink that down a little bit. I don't know. I'm just too fussy, I guess. I think just the excavator bucket will look kind of cool, though. We did print that guy a while back there. It was actually pretty good. Wow. Why are we not finding something that I'm happy with? Well, might have to go back to that first page here because I think we're out of pages now. Okay, well, we'll make maybe this guy. I think this one might work. We might have to... okay. Okay. Yeah. Kind of strange how they've got it like that. I'm going to have to see if I can flip it over, but we'll save. Is it an STL? Yes, it is. Okay, so download that. Bruda Scrupa. Alright, so I've got one thing open here. I want to print this at some point. This is to hold the cases after you've, you know, while you're loading them. It's just a loading case thing. But anyways, let's open up a new one. Oh no, we got to go here first and design the thing. So we'll create design. I made a little funnel. I'll show you that. I made it all by hand too. It was actually kind of neat. It goes right inside that 4570 case. And you just out of the thing, so there's no spilling it or nothing. Okay. We shall import, choose a file. That thing, import. It's going to come in upside down, isn't it? Oh, we're going to be able to move this thing around. Should be able to. There. Now, it looks like we're down on the plate. It's definitely bigger than we're going to need. I'm going to have to get some measuring going here, I think. That's 54. So what I'll probably be loading is in and around the 50 grains of powder. So I mean, it doesn't need to be that big. This might not work as I want it to. Just trying to think now. So let me do some converting. So it's 54 millimeters wide at the moment. So what is 54 millimeters to inches? Yes, I know I'm converting it to inches because it's 2.1 inches. So I can look at my tape measure. That's probably too big. Just over 2 inches. Let me grab, because it's gotta fit down the inside the bottle. So that'll be the only factors. It's gotta fit inside the bottle too, right? To scoop the stuff out of the bottle. So bear with me and I'll measure here. Yeah, this is gonna be too big. So the biggest we could probably go is like 1.5 inches might be too big. Even 1.25 inches would be lots. Okay, so let me measure that now. 1.5. Oh, hang on. 1.5 inches. 38.1 millimeters wide. Okay, so we want this one. 31. We'll just make it 38 millimeters. Okay, now it's 63. What was that? 63 millimeters long. That's going to be pretty big. 63 millimeters converts to 2.4 inch. So that is going to have to get shrunk down quite a bit too, I think. Because 2.1 won't fit in there either. So what if we made it... what if we made it 38 as well? Pardon me. Tickle on my throat. What does 38 give us? Ooh. That's kind of funny. Let's change that a little bit. 38 to 45 maybe. Still pretty shallow. A little bit of figuring here. 45 is 1.7. Yeah, we're going to have to leave it in and around there somewhere. I don't know whether I like that shape a whole lot. Definitely changes the shape, doesn't it? Now we got to get a handle for it too here. We'll make this 5 millimeters by 5. How big will that be now? Let's do 5. Actually, let's do it the other way. 0.25. 6.35 will be a half inch. Half inch, half inch. Yeah, that should be all right. So 6.35. 6.35. Okay. Now, if we got to reach to the bottom of the thing, we're going to need it at least 6 inches long. But probably by the time you get to the bottom, you just dump it into something else anyways. But maybe we'll go 7 inches. 7-inch handle. And that will be 7 inch. Will be, oop, not 0.7. 7 inches. 177.8 tall. 177.8. This is probably going to need some support to print this feller, I'm thinking. Ooh, boy. Okay, so we got to get that centered. Now I'm going to have to lift it up. I'll get that kind of centered there. And we got to somehow get up here and lift that guy up. Can't lift it from down here, which really sucks. Okay, so she's got to go down some more. It's kind of hard to see this. And that looks like it's going inside of the thing. I don't really care if it sticks in there a little bit. Now, that's going to be straight up. We kind of probably want a little bit of a arc to her here. So, of course, that's going to mess her all up again. Oop. Now we messed that up. So if that would kind of all mesh and blend in there, that would not be too bad, I don't think. That'll get us a little bit of a scoop action. That should come down a little bit, though. Just because the angling now, it kind of messes things up a little bit. All right. It's not really popping through there. We've got her kind of meshed in a little bit. Let's maybe bring her... Oh, what did I do that again for? Kind of mesh them together. And I guess that looks pretty much centered. Let's just check. I don't know if there'll be a way to really align these. That thing maybe? Yeah. Okay. Let's try to zoom out here now and see how that all looks. A little powder scoop. I might have that. Too far back, maybe. This shape of the bucket, it might have been better that it was maybe a little straighter up. Okay. Oh yeah, we got to change this to 128 sides. Could bevel it a little bit too here. See if you use this bevel here. It'll kind of turn it into a pointy rod, but straight would be good. Segments, I don't know what that does, but okay, I like to maybe. Trouble is, it's gonna take it straight up. What if I do like 10? Oh nope. Something like that, minus 10. That's maybe a little better. We'll just have to realign it again here. So, we'll take her back up. And how far down inside is it? Yeah, it's come down a little bit. Let's just take her up. Oh, for cornflakes. Take her up so she meshes in there a little bit. And yeah, it's got to come up a little bit now. It's funny how these the angles really change it. Oh, way too high. Okay, that's just started in. I think that should work. I was trying to think. You get in there and scoop. You can tilt the bucket back or the bottle a little bit too, and then get your scoop. Okay. And I think we should be good. I should make the handle a little bit bigger maybe though. 1/2 inch to... Where are we here? That's acting weird. Woo. Six 6.35, 6.35. Let's make that 7. Did that do? Yeah, okay. All right, and we'll just do another alignment. There we go. I think that should be sufficient. All right, I don't know how many grains this will hold, but still, to me, almost looks too big. 38 millimeters. Let's just double check this. It's 1.4, almost 1.5 inches. Ooh, she might be a little tight. Maybe make it a little bit smaller. 1.25 inch and a quarter is 31.75. 31.75. And 45 should be all right that way. Width-wise, it's 1.7 inch. Yeah, that should be okay that way. I'm not too worried about that way. Okay, now we need to realign stuff again because we messed her up. I think that'll work. Okay. All right, let's export her an STL and we'll call it bucket scoop. Okay, we'll open up a new one of these fellers. And we'll open file. It should be in the thing here now. We need desktop 3D prints bucket scoop. There she be. Sweet. We have to print that on the side, I think, though, so we're gonna flip it. Which way we going here now? Looks like the green one. And oh, better turn that this way too. Interesting. That should be all right. I'd like to get that turned a little more, though, if we could. There we go. Just feel that's a little better. Okay, let's do a preview. I'm sure it's got support. Oh yeah, it's gonna need some support. Lots of support in the bucket too, just by printing like that. But I guess it's got to support the handle. Almost an hour to print that. That's not terrible. 29.11 grams of stuff too. Of course there is. Okay, so we'll copy this to the card. I need a USB cable here. Just give me 1 second. I'll have to go choose a color or two. Export to local. We want to go K. Good. Cancel that. All right. We should be good to go print. We'll see you out there. Okay, so I'm kind of thinking to do it in a color so it really contrasts the color of the powder, which is usually black. I'm thinking maybe white here. I've got this stuff too. It's like bone color. It's a little bit like a creamy white, but maybe if we just go straight white here. This is PLA Plus, so I'm going to set you down here for a moment while we open this. Get this feller loaded here. There's the end. Get this guy on here. No, you probably can't see him, sorry. Loaded. All right. So should be good to go here. Just load up bucket scoop thing that we just designed there, and hopefully it's not too big. It still looks really big. Print. It's gonna be at least an hour so it's ready. I'll show you these. That's a 4570 cartridge there, and I made this little funnel the other day with the funnel shape and then just a circle with a circle in it, so that fits right in the case there, and you can dump your powder and then take her out. Powder stays in there. Pretty neat. Pretty darn cool. So show you kind of how this works here. I should put you on the mount here. That's a little scale. I'll have to probably read it out to you because you guys won't be able to see. Take that off and we'll just, so we're at 0 grain right now. These roughly load at around 50-ish to 54. So instead of doing this, We won't have to now. We just take a little scoop out and dump the scoop in. So there's 17 grain, 25, 43, 45, 47, 51, 51.1. We're a little heavy there. 50.8, that's close enough. Close enough when you're shooting guns. So, I don't know if I'll be able to do this one-handed, but this should go right in there. That should go right in there. You got enough room for a bullet. That actually might be a little bit too hot of a load. I might not start at 50 grain. Oh, I did measure one there, and I took one apart. Actually, it was this one. Measured what they had in from factory. It was 51 and a half or something, I think it was. So I'm just going to dump this back into here. That's going to be a pretty hot load, though. So that was kind of a cool little build, too. A little funnel, fits right in the case, works good. And yeah, so we've got a little bit of time for this, 54 minutes. Looks like I purged out some yellow we had in there. And we'll let her print. I just kind of like to watch the build plate here get started and make sure it's okay. Sometimes it kind of messes the build plates up. Should be alright. Alright, that's pretty sweet. We can design and do our own stuff. That's pretty awesome. But we'll try that. And she's ready. We've got about an hour to wait. Okay, we're printing along here. I really got to emphasize something on this, though. Just because the one I unloaded here and measured was 50. Hang on, I got a picture. 50. Brain's not working, I can't remember. That's why I took a picture. That's why I take pictures of things. You really need to go on the load data for on the website for this brand, your brand of stuff you're using. Where the heck is that picture? 51.5 is what that was when I checked it. But you really got to go and look at the load data on this stuff, and it'll tell you for how big of a grain of a bullet you're doing, to even the primers you're using, to how much powder you should be measuring. So you really got to check that. So don't just go by what something else was and load it, and you might blow yourself up. These are the bullets I got here for loading these when we get to that. So these are, I think, a 300 grain. 300 grain. Solid copper jacketed stuff. So that should be pretty awesome. Lead inside, of course, too, but solid copper, right? Not cheap, let me tell you. That's a big hunk of lead going at you and copper jacketing stuff. And we're at your target. And what else was I going to show you here? Oh, I was going to show you something. Oh, I made these cases the other day. These are made off the printer here. This is something somebody already made, but it's a little ammo box. So after you got them loaded, these should all just fit in there nice, and might be kind of tight. Well, it'll sit a bit higher. It'll sit the length of that bullet, so it'll sit up about here somewhere. So those are kind of cool. Fairly neat. And then they had these little inserts. I had to get magnets, little 3mm tall by 5mm wide, and they fit good, but I still glued them in with a bit of super glue stuff here. And then when it closes, it stays closed. Pretty sweet. I did 3 of them because there are 25 holes in each one. And I got some new brass here. We went to a gun store I'd never been to before, and they had these, and whoa, are they expensive. They're way more expensive on that budget shooter supply, though, for these guys. I got that case, 50, and I got the Hornady ones 52. But listen to the... Sounds a lot different, doesn't it? But these nozzler ones here, man, I've seen them on the Budget Shooter Supply, which is out west of me here. And they were $180. I got these for $120, I think it was. So that's pretty awesome, but wow, they're expensive, eh? This is definitely not one that you want to shoot for plinking, though, this gun. And it's not a plinker. It heated up enough when we were just trying to sight it in. I'm like, no, that's probably good. The barrel is getting pretty warm. There's a lot of powder coming out of that, right? So, and in here, I've got the ones we shot the other night there. And here just taking a tumble, we'll say. So they're just getting cleaned up again, and they've only been shot once. They have to be all inspected and stuff. I'm trying to see if it'll just clean out the primer pocket in there without having to actually clean out the primer pockets. It should eventually get them. But I don't want to run that thing while that printer is going, because it might vibrate too much and mess up our print. This thing's pretty good though, if my hand would work. No idea why the screw on the top of this is so long. Seems kind of silly, but anyways, we'll let that go. This one hasn't been shot yet. It's still the original primer. Oh, that's good for it. Really back heavy on these things, so they have such an extractor ring on the back here, right? But yeah, definitely check into what powder you're using. There's like a bunch of different stuff that you can get. So the 4570, just a little history for you here. One time, such an old cartridge, they used to actually load these with black powder. The 70 represents maximum of 70 grains of powder. So I've got some black powder, but I don't even know if 70 grains would fit in that. Maybe it measures different or something, it's denser stuff, I don't know. But this stuff is definitely more power per grain, we'll say, than black powder is. So anyways, we still got quite a bit of time. It started the outside of the bucket there, so that's good. We've still got 38 minutes. We'll be right back. All right, we're getting there. We've got 4 minutes left. It's just going to be working on the outside of the bucket here soon. It'll start running like strings across, I guess, and like that. I think. Starting to do that yet? No. Still working on the inside stuff, maybe. Or maybe it started to do stringing. Yeah, it's starting to do it now. Kind of hard to show you that. It comes out here, you'll see the little mesh across the top now. Kind of hard to see it. I know, it's going pretty quick, isn't it? There's the handle. Looks like it's hopefully going to be alright. It's a little bit big of a scoop maybe though, but hopefully it'll fit in the thing alright. Worst comes to worst, I can just dump the powder into some kind of clean bowl or a dish or something. Like I have to print a dish maybe. Ooh, we could do that too. Or something. Something you can just scoop out of it easier than just the bottle. It'd be nice just to kind of keep it in the bottle, but you know. Alright, that's still going to be a few minutes. I'm not going to put you through all that, but I do have stuff set up here for the reloading. I've got the this guy ready to punch the primers out, and this is the resizer guy that opens the neck up a little bit so you can fit the bullet in, and then this guy is the setter. I haven't got it quite ready yet though. I haven't got that far along yet, but I got all these ones in the cleaner deprimed the other night, except this guy, but he's still good to go, so we'll just reload him. Yeah, I got him all deprimed and in there cleaning, so I'm gonna maybe turn that feller on a minute here when this is just about done here, and maybe let her do some more cleaning. They've been in there probably about 3 hours maybe altogether. I guess it needs a little more to get that into that primer pocket, and eventually we'll get them though, but it just takes a little bit longer. Anyways, yeah, she's definitely drawing layers for our bucket here. That's going to be a bit too big of a bucket maybe, but that'll be enough for probably 3 rounds. Maybe a little bit too big. Should have made her a little bit smaller. We did make it smaller too, didn't we? It was a bit bit bigger than that. We made her smaller in the program there, but anywho, we'll try her out and see. Got 1 minute left. I'll have to get it apart, and hopefully it bound itself together into the handle, into the bucket all right. I'm pretty sure it will have. We'll see, I guess. Oh, yeah, I did. Pretty sure I grouped them together. Pretty sure I did. I guess we'll find out. So yeah, this bullet setter and crimper here will definitely change if you use a different size of bullet. Like that's the one that came in this case. Alright, so while that's doing that, we'll look at these again. These are the ones I got to load. I think they're a little bit lighter. These might have been a 400 grain. Let's measure it here and see. We'll get that on in 0. Okay, so that should be 300 grain. Pretty darn close. Pretty darn close. Okay. Make sure that's zeroed. The original one was 300 grain. Pretty much the same. Feels lighter this one though. That's interesting. So 2 of these should be 600 grain. As it is. It's quite a bit taller though. That's interesting. This one is considerably... Okay, get back here. Considerably taller. Interesting. I don't know if you can see that or not. But anyway, look at this. Our bucket is ready. I don't know if I can get you in the shot here enough. Ooh, this thing might have screwed up a little bit. It pulled off the build plate a little bit, but it should serve its purpose all right. Get you back here a bit. Yeah, it kind of screwed up the end of the handle here. Pulled off the build plate. Interesting. Ooh, this is welded on here pretty nice. Give me a second, I'll see if I can get things apart here. Need to cut a bit. Holy jumping. Look, it is really stuck on that one corner. So I've got a reloading book here, the 49th edition from Lyman, and it's good, but the powders they mention in there don't correspond with the powders we have here. So it kind of gives you a bit of a base to start with. And of course you should always start a bit lower than what you kind of think. Not huge lower, because you still want the bullet to come out the end. But I did watch a video of a guy loading the 45-7 in. I can't remember now what kind of powder he was using, but he was only loading like 12 grains of powder. I'm like, that doesn't seem like it would make it out the end of the gun. Okay, now we gotta try to get all this out, because there's not much of a scoop without that. Oh geez. I kind of think this might be a little bit too big. Ease, bud. It's coming out though, but it's taking a bit. There's the mesh stuff. I don't know if you can see, it's probably too blurry for you guys. The GoPro here doesn't have focusing powers, so. Oh, but it all came out though. Oh geez. Oh geez. Let me just get rid of this shrapnel here. And we're good there. Yeah, I kind of messed up the handle a little bit, but yeah, that'll be all right. I think it'll be good. Okay, so there's our scooper feller. Let's see how she's gonna work here now. Is it gonna fit in here? Oh, she's a bit snug. Yeah, if I tilt her back here. It's a little bit snug. It's a little bit snug, but we should be able to. That's too much already. Kind of like how it sits like that though, because I can just, you know, 56 grain, I wouldn't even fit in the thing. 52. I think I'm going to start in and around the 45 range. Oh, look at that, bang on 50. 49.9. Yeah, that's pretty good, but I think I'm going to start in and around 45, 40. Now this does have a little, you could just neck that right into the bullet, but that's no fun. 45.5, let's just plop that in there. And this is why I want to print that big holder thing, because these could sit in there and then you could fill each one kind of thing. I'm going to let you in a little bit of a secret. This was a fun little project, but I did do one the other day that was actually considerably smaller. This little guy fits in there a little better, and then it kind of comes out a little better. So I'd probably end up using this little guy. This one's a little bit too big, but I'll show you how many grains. Well, that is nice having that though, I gotta say. I gotta show you how many grains. That actually works really well. Okay, I'm happy with that. How many grains does this little guy hold versus that big one there? That's pretty well a full bucket. 76.4 grains. Okay. Now, this one I'm going to have to put you guys down so I can get in there. It's a little bit too big, this one. Oh, and there's stuff I don't like about it too. It gets stuff stuck on the back here. That's not good. Anyways, this should be well over 100 grains of powder here. And I don't like this one too much. I didn't made her too big, I think, boys. I made her too big. It doesn't pour nice either. I'm not crazy on that. This stuff's so bouncy too, right? Okay, so we're 107 grain. 250. Still got some in here. 340. It's like measuring gold. Okay, so that whole bucket was 426 grain. That whole bucket pretty much filled that whole thing there. So that's pretty all right. Ooh. Ooh. This, to me, feels like it's going to go all over the place here. Oh yeah, we're going to make a big mess here. Okay, hang on a sec. Okay. Yeah, I don't really particularly like this scoop. I think my little guy here is a little better. It's a little bit easier to get in there, and then you can measure your 45 grain right there. Go in and scoop some more. I think I like the first one better. Darn it, well, oh well. I just want to show you guys how I did that. Now I got speckled powder all over the freaking table here. That's not a good thing. Oh shoot. Gotta put this stuff away. Dangerous. Very dangerous. Sorry, I keep getting the camera too close. I'm sure it's getting fuzzy for you guys. But yeah, that'll be fun. I gotta print that thing. I might start it now actually. I don't have it on here. Let me go load it on and we'll get that printing. Okay, I must have to clear up my memory on this. There's the tray anyway. It's gonna be for quite a while, 5 hours and 26 minutes I think. So we're gonna have to let that feller go. I'm just gonna do it in the same white I guess, and should be good. So what's that gonna be? 9:30ish tonight. It's 4:13 right now, so we'll maybe just check it on the way through, and well, we'll wait till it finishes I guess. Hopefully it goes all right here. Okay, it's 4 minutes. I'm curious to see if this is gonna fit. Yeah, looks good. We'll just do it real quick. We still got a long time yet to go. 4 hours 10 minutes, so we'll check in when she's done. Well, holy smokes, I thought this book was too old, but this still shows us stuff. That is great. So we've got a 300 grain bullet. Just double check that. I know we've already weighed it, but 300 grain bullet. Heavy bullets. So we've got 300 grain. I know you can't see it. I'm going to have to read this out to you, because this is probably going to be blurry for you guys. 300 grain jacketed PP. I didn't say that on there, but that is definitely that bullet, so that's good. And we have IMR, it's even highlighted here, IMR 3031 smokeless powder. Suggested starting grain, that's pretty close, 45.5. I was going to go around 50 of that. Now maybe we'll try 45. Velocity of 1580. It's not a high velocity of this 4570, but this chunk going that fast at you is enough. So 4570, 45 and a half grains of powder, suggested starting grains. Velocity of 1580. The pressure inside everything is 14,500. Maximum grain load is 48, so 45 to 48 isn't that much really. And the maximum velocity will be 1661, and the maximum pressure is 16,300. So that's pretty sweet. We actually have that exact bullet right here. That's all the different ones you can get too. Different stuff. Sweet. Well, let's see where we're sitting now. We are... Ooh, only 40 minutes left. 83%. She's getting there. I see the 4570 on the side there, so that's good. Awesome. All right, she just finished, still hot. Should hopefully come off here. Yeah. All right, I'll just look at that in a second here. I'm gonna print another one of them shovels. I did it 30% smaller than the, I thought that was the GoPro beep. It's like the same beep. 30% smaller than the other one. Because this other one, it's a little bit too big. So we're gonna try her again here. Should be not too long. 34 minutes. The other one was 54 minutes, so it's quite a bit smaller. Okay, but this guy here looks pretty good. That'll hold them nice, so when I'm filling them, oh, stick that in too far. Interesting. Fill it, done. All right, that's pretty awesome. It's got the bottom. I might just leave that bottom sheet on. I don't know, it doesn't need to come off. So, all right, well, that's good. Another part done. It's got the 4570 kind of embossed on the side of it, both sides and the ends. Wow. All right. we're just warming up here again, and then that should be 35 minutes, and we'll have a look at this scoop. Should be quite a bit smaller than this guy. Alright, just finishing up. It says there's 2 minutes. It's just working on the lip of the bucket here now. Hitches in there, kind of, sort of. See the bucket shape there now. Honestly, I could probably stop at any time there because it doesn't really need a big long lip on it, which this thing has, but we'll let her go. Doing the little ears, the little holes for the ears. I flipped this one around a bit too instead of printing it on its side, and seemed to be alright. Seems to like it, so we'll have a look at her and try this one out. It might be a little better now, a little bit easier to get in. Didn't print those holes too bad there. I don't know if you guys can see them too well. They collapsed a little bit there, but it's working on the very edge of the bucket now. And those little ears, finish those up on the edge. Ears, edge, edge. I don't really need the ears, the holes, the thing. There we go. Sweet. Okay, let's get her down and get her off. And I can let that cool a minute. There we go. I can just use her just like that. Sweet. Okay, got a bit of picking here, but not terrible bad, not as bad. It's kind of stuck weird though. It's hard to get a hold of that stuff. There we go. Okay, let's toss that chunk out, and we'll see how well this works now. So you can see the size comparison. Quite a bit larger. 30% smaller. Fits inside of that guy. That was the first one I made there. This one's definitely going to be a little bigger. Turn this guy on. And let's zero there. Okay, so let's just recap what this little guy would do. Well, full bucket. I think I like this one better, but I better try that other one. 77 grains, we'll say. And this one, ooh, 132.5. It'll do. Wow, that's kind of cool. I don't know. I mean, it works. 123.3. But to be honest, I think I like this one better because it just seems to scoop nicer. Comes up with like a full bucket every time. 76.2. $79, so it definitely does vary quite a bit. Interesting. Oh well. Well, that was some fun printing today. We'll be doing some reloading here at some point. I just got to get the last stage here set up. This guy, I got to get him figured out and set up, and the depth and everything for that to seat the bullet and to crimp it back down. But there we go. Thanks again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. And you guys have a good day.